Sanbonani, Dumelang, Aufela, Kinna Kokomoyo, and I'm going to be hosting you for lunch this afternoon. Welcome to everyone that's new. Do hit the subscribe button since you're here, and also hit the notification bell so that you can be able to be updated whenever we do more of these. Go live, that is. Today we're going to be talking about Umjolo again. Since yesterday we got a bit of an interruption, today we're going to carry on with this conversation because it's a very trendy topic actually. Everybody is in some kind of relationship. So Umjolo does not always just necessarily mean it being romantic. Sometimes it could be just dealing with people in your household, you know? And we all know how family is. Gunzima, guys. We love to hate them. We hate to love them. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. But most importantly, I want to land the conversation of the 5 different love languages that we essentially use in all these relationships anyway. So stay tuned so that you can be able to learn about these and get your questions answered. So I asked Eskom, please, can they bear with me today? Like, si busy, guys, si busy. I know a lot of you guys have actually been waiting for quite some time. Like, Utumi, already at like 10:56. She's like, let it be known that you are my favorite lunch date, Gogo. Anissa says, at 11:21, like, you better understand, guys. Time is too slow, Ganti. Mina, I cannot wait for the Umjolo podcast. So that makes us and the rest of the people on the stream. And welcome again if you're new, and if you're returning, I certainly and sincerely appreciate you. There goes my WhatsApp. I hope there's nothing that I need to know of. Nah. It's just personal stuff. So we're going to go into it. But before I actually get into the comments, but let's go into the hellos. Zintlomuhle says, let's set our reminders. You best be. Sihle says, we are within. Good vibes. Bonisile says, Togozan Gogo, this is Gogo Bonisile. Masinga can't wait for Gogo from Orange Grove. Makosi Gogo siyabonga ukuthi usijoyine nathi namhlanje. Ayanda says Togoza Coco says Kona, right? Evelyn says Togoza Coco and the whole crew patiently waiting for y'all. I'm so glad and appreciated, Evelyn, that you were able to recognize my crew who work so diligently and work around me and for me to assist me to be my best self. So thank you for that. Khabo says Lesedi Kuku. Bomkazi says reminder is on Togoza Gogo, right? Come on with it. Ronnie says Togoza Lesedi Khanya. Penelope is already getting into the story. Miss T says I am early today. Togoza Gogo waiting for you with love, says Zwelo. Tandega says ready. Lynette says Togoza Gogo. And of course, then the messages start pouring in. Zani says today we try again. We stay trying again. Tapila says ready. I hope my Facebook request went through. Okay. Oh boy, I don't really naga that stuff. Hey, Domfuti says we are ready. I'm glad, guys. Sabanga. Also, Candace says, Togoza Gogo, #lunch with Gogo. Can I please have a reading? About what? You have to be more specific than that, my love. But anyway, I want to briefly talk about the different 5 love languages, and that's essentially what we use when we communicate in all the different relationships that we keep. The first one is words of affirmation. And just to read you something quickly, the 5 love languages describe the way we feel loved and appreciated. Depending on our individual personalities, we may feel loved differently than how our partners do. Understanding and decoding these different ways of showing love will help take the guesswork out of your partner's expectations and needs. And it's so very important, guys, for me to echo and land this message that partner love language ya bona iseng ya hao. So if you find that there's certain love languages here for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how your partner wants to be loved. It just means that that's how you would appreciate to be loved. So sometimes we end up giving and projecting some of our insecurities or the lack of things that we are not getting in our relationship, not realizing that, oh, baby, but I affirm you all the time. I don't want you to affirm me. I want you to spend quality time with me. And those are 2 different things. The first one is words of affirmation. This love language expresses love with words that build up your partner. Verbal compliments don't have to be complicated. The shortest and simplest praises can be the most effective, i.e., the dress looks incredible on you. You always make me laugh. I love your hair today. That's an example of that particular love language. The second one is acts of service. Your partner might have this love language if their motto is actions speak louder than words. Have anyone heard that before? And that essentially means that, maybe cooking a meal for someone, doing laundry, picking up a prescription for your partner, and all those kind of things. That is a way of you to show this particular act of kindness. Thirdly on our list is receiving gifts. So I know I'm a gifter for days and days and days. I don't mind spending even my last dime on the person I love. I don't even feel like it's taking away from myself. This love language isn't necessarily materialistic. It just means that it's a meaningful or thoughtful gift, makes your partner feel loved and appreciated. Something as simple as picking up a pint of their favorite ice cream after a long work week can make a huge impact, right? Come on with it. So it's not always materialistic. It's just you going out of your way to notice that, what will my partner need to make them feel better right now? And then you go do that. Fourth on the list is quality time. This love language is all about undivided attention. No televisions, phones, or any other distractions. If this is your partner's primary language, then they don't just want to be included during this period of time. They want to be the center of your attention. They want their partners to look at them and only them. I can absolutely relate to this. My partner has like a crazy work life, and sometimes he works on his phone, and it can be the most frustrating thing, especially if you don't understand the type of work they do, or they're not communicating that, okay, babe, I've got literally 10 minutes to send this thing out. Can I briefly do that? And then I'll spare some time, or I'll afford you your time to and get your daily dose of me, essentially. Fifth on our list is physical touch. To people with this love language, nothing is more impactful than the physical touch of their partner. They won't necessarily into the over-the-top PDA, which is public display of affection, but they do feel more connected and safe in a relationship by holding hands, kissing, etc. So in summation, these are the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Each one is important and expresses love in its own way. Learning your partner's and your own primary love language will help you create a stronger bond in your relationship. So that's me after reading all of that and just bringing some attention to you in terms of sex is not the only thing in a relationship. You're not one-dimensional. So other parts of you and your spirit needs to be touched and worked on or connected to and acknowledged. So it's important for you to be a well-rounded person and feel like in your relationship, you're actually seen on all the different levels that you exist. Going back to today's topic of answering your guys' questions, I would like for you guys to tell me if you perhaps know what your partner's love language is. I'm not talking about your own. We're talking about your partner's love language. And if you can understand that, then you'll know that there's a few adjustments that you need to make, because it's not just about you. A relationship is not centered just around you. And also relationships have to have a fine and equal and beautiful, healthy balance, because you can always be the one that's motivating or helping someone else realize their best potential. Whereas, do they even know how to help you be a better person in the moment that you are, or to realize the magic within you? So as much as we come here to maybe dish and complain or get some insight about our relationships, we very much have to hold up mirrors in front of us and be super reflective of our participation in them, right? Penelope says, Togoza Gogo, I'm a spiritually gifted child and I find it hard to date. I recently found someone who is mkulu like me, and then it's hard to be with him as I find myself spending a lot just to be with him. Ooh, so the finances are actually starting to come into play now, where you actually feel like, boy, I'm spending a little bit more in this relationship than I bargained for, and just to go see this person. My question off the bat is, does he go out of his way to come see you? Do you feel like it is balanced in any way? Are some of the the monies or the finances that you express to him. Because let's just say your partner has an apartment, right? And you perhaps live at home, or your environment is not really good or conducive to inviting this person over. And then now you find that you're always the one that's in transit to go to your partner's place. At some point, it has to be like, what's the word? At some point, your partner has to be so aware of your efforts that maybe they can even offer, babe, do you want me maybe to pour gas for you this time around? Or can I contribute in any way to help you? Because a car is not just run on gas. At some point, mileage takes over. You need to service that vehicle. So it's not necessarily just boiling down to gas. But also, when you are in a relationship, you're so quick to look over these things that come with traveling to your partner, because your heart is pumping with all this blood and it's going to all the right places, and you feel like you'd rather be doing this than anything else. Sometimes you have to commute using public transport. You are traveling in all different kinds of weathers. Is your partner considerate enough to wait for you at a bus stop with an umbrella because they recognize the fact that you are on the way to come spend time with them? So yeah, but in response for you, Penelope, you have the 4 of Wands, and that speaks to emotions, right? Or rather, not even emotions, but our aspirations, right? And you have 2 of them. You have a 4 of Wands, and then you have the King of Wands. And the 4 of Wands are showing, Spirit, can I please have a card for Penelope so we can start showing cards now? Because here I am shuffling indefinitely. A card for Penelope, please. Is this not the deck for her? Is it not spirit related? Is it more something that they have to figure out in a relationship? I got it. Let's go. Another deck. A card for Penelope, please. Aha. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I get this. So your first card is the 4 of Wands. As I said before, look at that. That is a couple that is that kind of made it. It's almost like it's an altar over there made with flowers. It's in celebration. This is a couple that feel like they are achieving their personal and relationship goals. So I feel like your relationship is worth it to be with this Mkulu. Because it's also quite a new relationship, you might not feel encouraged yet to go on with it and feel like you're being seen necessarily in your relationship. I feel like I was supposed to be wearing an orange top. There's something about the orange popping there by the black and white. And also the King of Wands. This is you in your element as well. You are someone that's worth the effort. You are very good also in expressing your communications. But I feel like there's a certain part of you, because this person is like looking away, and I feel like there's something there about this person in terms of looking away. There's something that stays on your mind for quite some time, and it's almost like it makes you half and half present in the moments that you are in, but you are well within your right to see yourself as a person of royalty, a person who other people are supposed to go out of their way to validate and to see in your own right. But there's a very important message that you have to understand, and that is you have to establish boundaries. Because at the end of the day, look at what this heart is doing. Essentially, they look like 2 faces. This is about a relationship, so it's about 2 people. In between them, there's this wall that's zigzagging, almost like it goes along changing as time goes, but you need to establish boundaries. And your card reads, boundaries make others take care of themselves and empower you to do the same. Define your personal and divine space. So as much as you guys are both cool and you're connected to your work on a spiritual context, this person also has to recognize that on a personal perspective, there are certain things that are needs for you and they need to be considered. So I feel like you have to have the conversation with this person, okay? Touch, you got a question for me? Please also read from the bottom so that I don't stay too much at the top on my own. So you read from the bottom, I'll read from the top. You there, Touch?
Yes, I'm here, Gogo. Okay. I'm about to add Kamugelo.
Great stuff. Kamukelo says, "Thokoza Gogo, I was in a relationship and it got toxic, so I ended it. It's been a year now, but I still dream of him. He recently appeared in my WhatsApp, which is surprising." Guys, when you guys are going to tell me about how you dream about your partners, you're not helping me to help you if you're not going to tell me the context. Are you guys having sex? Are you guys still looking like you're in a relationship? Are you guys fighting in the dream? Are you guys, looking like you have your backs turned against each other? There's something about this card that speaks to me also. So you got two cards here. It's the Six of Cups, and almost like it's an offer. So this is someone that's been offered a cup with flowers in them, and she's giving it over to this young lady. So this person, by virtue of coming back and stepping into your WhatsApp, this person is trying to communicate that they are almost like regretful, because also with this card, this is a person who's almost stuck within two minds, trying to figure out what's going on. He's got the world in his hands. He's basically thinking about all the things he wants to pursue. He's overlooking into the ocean, almost like basically, I'm in charge of whatever goes on in my life, and I can make things to be what I need them to be. He currently has one option in his hand, and there's also another one. So this is someone that's also, you could say, is caught up between making a decision between two, I can't even say two people, but two things that can influence him, right? So, but at the end of the day, he is really interested in coming to offer you something. So this person is someone that wants to extend themselves to you, but also you have to understand when for him to be toxic in the first place and for you to dump him in the first place, ask him all the right questions, and while you have that conversation, you need to be assertive. Okay, you need to be assertive. So have the conversation. Don't just feel like by virtue of him coming back into a relationship, or because you guys used to share a relationship, or you're experiencing loneliness, that you should just let him come back into your life. There has to be an absolute change that you see about him. And also, you guys can spend time without necessarily calling yourself girlfriend and boyfriend, just so that you can be able to see this change take effect in front of you before you commit and open up yourself to the vulnerability of being this person's partner again. And if this person's not going to be remorseful about how they treated you in the first place, I don't think that person deserves you.
Are we on the next comment, Gogo?
Yes.
Okay, Gio Mutusi.
Give me a sec. So Mutusi, that's Dell.
Yeah, she writes her name in the comments. You'll see there.
Oh, it's my bad. Okay. Hashtag lunchtime with Gogo. Thokoza Gogo, we broke up with my fiance 3 years back and we have a daughter. Now my fiance wants to come back and fix things. Can I have a reading, please, Gogo? My full name is Mutusi Makube at Thokoza Gogo. Jeez, bruh. King lefatshe le monster mhlolo. Now what is his reasons? Like, does he back up the reason why he wants to come back? Person deserves your time, irrespective of what I'm going to tell you today. Sometimes Spirit is going to tell you things that can annoy you. They're going to tell you things that you kind of already knew, but you were like, ugh, I don't want to hear that. One more card from Tusi, please, Spirit. Oh, there's so much shakiness. Maybe my tripod is just a bit too close to the table. And I noticed that yesterday. I forgot to move it today. One more card for her, please. Is this not the deck for Mutusi? Seems not. Actually, this is a straight up question, so I'm going to go into the answers deck. What do we tell Mutusi? Spirit? What do we tell Mutusi? Yes, we see this offer. What about it? Tell us more, please, Spirit. There we go, it flying out. So this is a person that is very self-sabotaging, right? This is a person that also likes to crucify themselves themselves, almost like whatever mistake they make, they harbor on it. They spend a lot of time taking away from themselves. Also, the community around them is not the most healthiest for them because they add towards how this person is feeling. So this person is not even necessarily around the right people that can help this person become and make decisions for themselves that are positive. This person, however, is offering you some love. He has an offer for you. He wants a clean slate. As you can see, the water coming out of there. There's a dove which brings peace. There's also jewels hanging from this cup. This person seems like they kind of know where their bread has always been buttered. They've just been misguided, or they thought whatever they thought of whatever the relationship was, only for them to return and realize that, hang on, I left my whole world behind me. And at the end of the day, you need to communicate with your ancestors and ask for the guidance, because I feel like there's more to this that you need to know. And I'd also be interested if you ever actually dreamt about this person, because it ends up saying go back in Samo and ask your ancestors for some more guidance. But this person does seem to be offering some love, but they're also quite toxic. I can understand this. They're not stable within themselves. Okay.
I've got someone.
Sure, hit me.
Lesego.
Lesego says #lunch with Gogo. Thokoza Gogo, I met this guy a few years ago. We get along very well. Problem is, he says his ancestors will choose a wife for him. I've learned to accept that, but still love him. Should I start dating or should I wait? Please do a reading about the relationship, because my life, it's hard finding a job. You're talking about a lot of things, baby. You're talking about a job. You're talking about a relationship. Also, in pause of the shuffling, I feel like if a person is going to express to you that their ancestors are going to choose a wife for them, this person is indirectly saying you're not that person. So there's something about your relationship with yourself that's allowing you to stay in this place of uncertainty, and you're overextending yourself. You're offering love where love is not being received or being served back at this table, and you need to distract yourself and find new things to keep you busy and give you the attention that you need and deserve. But if this person is going to tell you that, this person has already concluded in their mind that because they've not been shown you, you're not it. And I don't think that you deserve to be hanging around for this person, because eventually they might even start using you because you're so available and you're so overly ready to be loved by this person that even when they do start using you, you won't notice. So on that note, I say that don't even start dating. Why are you dating? Because you're just moving from one relationship to the other. And the question is, are you healed or are you distracting yourself? And right now it seems like you want to go into the distraction mode and focus on yourself, upskill wherever you need to, because it seems like the job is actually what you need, so that it can help you back with your own sense of love and your own sense of how you see yourself. It's going to boost your confidence. It's going to put you in the right spaces where you can mingle with new people, because you can afford yourself, or at least you can do something for yourself. Don't be looking at this relationship as if it's going to come save you, because you're already getting into it for the wrong reasons. I'm not going to throw a card for that. That's my opinion for that. Okay.
All right. Kio ayanda ne?
Okay. Ayanda says, Thokoza Gogo, can I please have a reading? There's a guy I met in 2019 and 2019, and I've been dreaming about him ever since, telling me I have his kids. When I date other guys, he appears angry in my dream. God damn, what has he done to you? Okay, hectic. And your card just flies out. Get out of here, man. Let me see this. One more card for Ayanda, please. Okay, just one, spirit, please. Just one, please. Did it flip over? No, it didn't. It just popped. in and out. Okay. One more card for Ayanda, please, Spirit. I actually enjoy these. I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I enjoy giving you these readings. Also, you need to be donating to this channel. Don't use people. Be a nice person, okay? And whenever you see my tweets, my posts on the social media spaces, retweet, post, share, okay? At least that's a bit of kindness that you can send my way. Just say. Anyone who hasn't shared this stream, this is the best time for you to do so. Touch, can I please have that lunch with Gogo thing there that comes on, and use the hashtag also when you do that, lunch reads with Gogo, so that you can also be, not the only person who's benefiting from this space. Okay? Alrighty. Thank you. Okay, this deck, I am yet to get a card from this deck. Spirit, what's good? Is it because it fell the other day? It really did. It really did. One more card, please, for Ayanda. Sphumelele. Buka sibone ntombi. These lights are also burning me today. Yeah, she said, okay, I'm going to take this card because it clearly wants to fall out. So this guy seems like he's offering you the world. Hence the kids and whatever, telling you that you are his. This is someone that is willing to invest into the effort of taking care of you. As you can see, he is working on being worthy. He's working on not just saying, I am your match, but I can also take care of you. So these are beautiful cards in terms of a relationship. I just need you to have the right conversation with him so you can understand and tell him or even ask him, not even what he wants from you, but let him also voice whatever it is that he wants from you, because you have to move from this place where he's just invading your energy, without him actually expressing it in real life. And I think actually this is your biggest problem. Hey, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? I feel like you haven't gotten to a level where you need to be getting to on a personal level. That's why this guy, as much as you met him a few years ago, he is not currently stepping up to say what he needs to say to you, because you have not gotten to a level where you can actually receive this person. And that's why on a spiritual context, he is just saying to you, I can do this for you, okay? I can do this for you, but are you ready to receive this person? So there's some inner work that you have to do. Relationship literally be part of the communication with your ancestors, and then in that way you will be able to be ready to receive these words when they do eventually come for you. But I don't think this is a bad guy. I feel like he's got a lot to offer, and he's going to be a well-rounded, solid person. Hit me, Touch.
Okay, Karen.
Okay. Ke says, Gogo, I have two people say that I should continue looking for love. And I'm in a 5-year relationship. I do not understand if they see something that I don't see, as we're currently having waiting talks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, 2 cards fell out for you. Overall energy. Do you spend a lot of time doing this in your relationship? Because I feel like that might be the answer. That's your overall energy. Oh, get out of here, spirit. This is what you're currently dealing with. It feels like there's a third-party situation in your relationship that you perhaps are not aware of, because there's 3 swords into this heart. So it might seem solid. This heart is very solid. There's no cracks in it. But look at the rain coming down at the back. And these swords are equally dividing into this heart. There's a level of dishonesty in your relationship that has not come out yet. You need to look into yourself. You need to remove yourself from the relationship. The Hermit card means that you go into isolation, you pull back from whatever's going on right now and re-look at things. Most importantly, re-look at the relationship that you have with yourself, because whatever is being offered here at the table is going to cause this for you. This is not a healthy relationship, my love. This does not look like this relationship is going to yield the result that it needs. For someone who's in talks about marriage, why is there so much anguish, so much heartache, so much pull yourself out of that relationship talk? Why is there so much of it? I'm not really convinced by what you're saying your relationship is going through. And why would two people, two pela is by the time they're here to affirm what the first person said. And I feel like if you're being honest with yourself, there's a silent voice inside of you, not even silent, but a very low-lying voice inside of you that is questioning this relationship. So it's a no from me. I'm not saying dump the guy, but I'm saying introspect.
Okay, Kyo Lindy.
Hey, Lindy, what's good? Okay, Lindy says, Togoza Gogo, me and my husband are on and off. Happy 2 minutes fighting. And I'm about to go for initiation. Oh, that makes a lot of sense then. I'm not sure how he's taking it, because he says he's okay, but he's okay with it. But I feel like he's doubtful at times, and it's not easy for me to change fully to his surname. What might be the problem? Why is it difficult to change to his surname, especially since you guys were married? Didn't you guys have the right conversations with each other about this? Spirit, I'm gonna go back to this deck that just won't talk today. I need it, especially when it comes to ancestry. This deck is called Work Your Light. It's an oracle deck, and it basically speaks about ancestry. So I kind of need this deck right now. There we go, Spirit. Thank you. And I want one of these soul lessons card. Sorry if you see me looking this way. The box for my deck. My deck's is, there we go. It's right here on my side, so I get to see their names quickly. So you, my love, got 4 cards, and you guys are actually in a healthy relationship. Okay, you guys are good for each other. I need you to understand first and foremost is that you are needed and wanted by your ancestors. So right now, any other relationship that you hold will become secondary. If you do not give enough time to show your ancestors that you are committed to this change, to this journey that they're sending you on, they will make you fight with the people that you've always chosen for yourself in your life, especially because you haven't needed to fight about all this frequently previously. Okay, so you firstly need to find the balance, reassure your ancestors that you are aligned with their path. Secondly, it brings me back to understanding or wanting to understand and question why it's been so difficult for you to get your husband's name in the first place. Like, you guys got married, you did the processes. That's something that I feel would have been resolved the first few moments that you are in conversation about the surnames. So what about your ancestors is holding on to your own surname for dear life, that they won't let you just easily flow into the guy's surname, right? Also, the next card that is there for you is the 5 of Pentacles. As you can see, these people look dead poor. They look like they're not in the best of health. They are wearing rags, and they're almost like passing outside of a building that looks like it's got like a well-maintained building. It's almost like that window pane is showing that there's a lot of salvation within this building, but these people are not inside of them, they're outside of them. This also would represent you and your partner when you are going through your spiritual journey. So as much as you're getting an affirmation that you guys are, but there's an actual purpose to this, but there's also going to be a level of struggle, because when you are getting initiated, a certain part and level of him is also getting initiated. So it's not going to be the most easiest thing. The card that you pulled is Starseed. What lights you up? So it goes back to me saying to you, have the conversation with your ancestors. Look at this lady. She's leaving the world behind her. She's looking over the ocean and the galaxies up above, and she wants to connect the dots for herself. But this is the time that you need to spend or with your ancestors to make sure and understand what it is that lights you up. Finally, the soul lesson card that comes to you is reflect on your truth, right? Reflect on your truth. So there's so many elements that make up a person, but even with that said, this person is still finding themselves curled up in a ball because they are dissatisfied with whatever's going on around them. That includes balance, love, fire, being free enough to fly like a bird, elevating to your higher level, plants. I don't necessarily know what that is, but it looks like a flower. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they say reflect on your truth. So there's a lot of thinking and the right conversations to be had. I feel like also something that will help your partner. I always like to recommend this to people that are married or dating someone that's going through a spiritual journey, or you met the person having gone there, is go find a healer that you can trust, to have the conversation with. Pay for the session as you would for a matambo, just so to make the healer's session worth their while, because someone else could be sitting with Ndumbaleo, giving them bakanyisa le ndumbazabo. So be a kind person when it comes to that, but essentially go and ask, what is needed of me to fully be able to support my partner, to fully see my partner in her role, his role, and how they're like a light and an important person in the community. Me as the partner to such an important person in the community and in her family, his family, what is my role? How can I better help the situation? How can I make their lives easier? How can I contribute? What would be the things that I would move this person away from their ancestors, that I would do that will be a negative light to our family, our relationship, them and their ancestors. Go out of your way to go investigate these things, because you may find that your partner doesn't necessarily understand the depth of you dating a person with such immense gifts and such an important role in society, what that actually means for them. You're an attractive person on the physical form, even in spirit, but for them to fully comprehend what you're being sent into the world for, you might find that that person ends up taking away from you reaching your stardom, your kingship, your peak, because they least understand what it is that actually makes up you and how difficult the journey is going to be for you getting into this journey of initiation. I hope that helps.
Hey, Gogo. I'd like to throw a spanner in the works.
Hit it.
I'm seeing a lot of comments here. A lot of people are referring to their exes, but they are in fresh relationships. Well, they are in relationships, but so now
okay.
my question is, how have you moved on into a fresh relationship, but you're still holding on to what's happening in the past, and they want clarity on whether they should look back, basically, but they are in a relationship. So I don't know, and a lot of comments are like that. I'm dreaming of my ex, but I'm in a relationship,
Yeah, I feel you. Also, Touch, please move this Baba's comment here. He's busy advertising his things here on my stream. It's 12:37.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
12:37. Okay.
Yeah. That is actually quite interesting, Touch, and I appreciate the fact that you are. I hope you are. No, actually, because I'm reading now. I'm glad that you touched on that, Touch, because people don't realize that we make bonds with people when we're in a relationship, especially once we get to the level of having sex with each other. You cannot be in a relationship and be so open to sharing yourself sexually and not think that you're creating bonds with these people. By the time you break up with this person, it's like, bye, whatever. I wish you well. Okay, really, I don't. And think that you have shared so much of yourself on an intimate level. You must also cleanse even afterwards to cut the soul tie. You have to perhaps even, you can light a candle with this person and ask for the separation to be amicable and to be a healthy one for the both of you guys, because you guys clearly have a light that still radiates about you to attract new people. But how much of that other person energy are you carrying? This would be an excellent time to have tagged the video on us on the sex conversation, because we don't really realize how much of other people's energies we're pulling and hauling around with us as dead weight, and it also ends up radiating in your own light. I think it's a very selfish thing for you to do, to start getting into a relationship whereas in the back of your mind there's things that you have not completely dealt with, or made an actual effort to cut the losses and cut the ties with these people, because you are going to, whether intentionally or not, affect the next person that you enter into a relationship with. And if you ever in your life you're going to dare say the words that you love someone else but you still have thoughts of your partner, then you're an unkind person. You don't deserve the person that's with you and spending their time to be with you, risking another soul tie to your ex as part of them being sexual with you, because we're very sexually active young generation. We're more active, I believe, than our folks and their folks before us. It's almost like we validate our relationships by having sex, whereas a person does not even deserve having sex with you in the first place, because how they treat you or how they present themselves to you does not speak to the core of yourself. So I believe any of the people that are going to be still struggling with dreams about their exes or thoughts about their exes, or even having contact with their exes for them to come back into their WhatsApp stories or their WhatsApps in general, don't deserve to be in your life. That means you are not a solid person. You have not made the right decision of how to end that relationship, and therefore it's going to affect not just yourself, your new relationship, and the new person. What are your thoughts on that, Touch, anyway, just generally as a guy?
Okay, personally, I find that people don't spend enough time with themselves post
Word.
a relationship. Yeah, like there's this desire to always be in a relationship, irrespective of whether it's toxic or not, or it's good for you or not, right? People just don't feel the desire to be alone. That's a huge problem because you leave a trail of hurt people, or you yourself, you're hurting yourself in the process. So I really think
And
people should not be afraid to be single. Be it a year, be it two, whatever the time may be, there's nothing wrong with being single and working on yourself.
and it does not mean that you're not worth love. You're not worthy of being loved just because you're single, or there's something wrong with you because you choose to be single. It's the same thing I asked. Have you healed, or have you just found a distraction? Which is so very important to understand.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm
Sure.
hoping that the fresh comments now are more aligned, and it's not like we're looking back. Those who might feel like they're looking back at their exes, it's time for them to go and reflect a bit. Because you pull a card for them, you tell them facts, you tell them that they must go back to their ex. What about the partner that they are with now? You know? So yeah, it's a bit unfair. So they must go and reflect and go and deal with their own situations by themselves. Yeah, here's
You'll
another
hurt the
comment.
voice of
Yeah.
reason. Hit me. Oh, Madzi, lunch with Gogo. Been in this relationship for 2 years. Want to build and grow with her. We're happy, and yeah. I don't believe you. Please pull a card for me, Gogo. I want to settle for good. Can I get a place now? Togoza Gogo. Madzi, you know about my feelings towards you, right? So let me refrain from telling you. Let me read your cards, okay? And this one person avoids me like the plague, this one. Okay, Spirit, give me 100 cards, why don't you? As I keep shuffling. Spirit, one more card, please. Thank you. How about from Spirit? Calm down, calm down. Mati. Oh my god! Why is this stuff falling apart? Shit, dog. Oh, sorry, snap, my bad. Mati, I hope you have sat down for this, okay? Beloved. Just sit down for this. Okay, let me make space. Okay. The first card that you got was the Tower. The Tower is basically meaning that whatever it is that you've built, it comes apart. It falls apart. As you can see, the solid building on top of this hill, it's so high up in the clouds that the clouds are even, all the way around it. Excuse me. Then lightning strikes. One of these guys loses their crown. There it goes airborne. There's a fire that's started by this lightning. You have to abandon the ship and fall out of the building. Like, you'd rather risk jumping out, burning and collapsing and losing your life with it. So it's it was the for me in your comment, and that's why I can understand this, because we're happy and yeah. This is you, my love. You're the magician. This is one of the most powerful cards in the whole deck, because a deck is made up of 4 suits. It is the sword, it is the cup, it is the pentacle, it is the wand. You have all of them. So you're an absolutely magical person. Almost like anything you touch, if you apply yourself, will turn into gold. You even have the infinity sign on top of your head, meaning like you're a well-rounded person, provided that you tap into yourself. I always love seeing the red in these cards because it speaks to African belief systems, and most importantly, those Lomunguni and the blood rituals that need to happen for him to become this divine person. So I feel like on a spiritual context, there's a little bit more that you still have to do, Elozini, to get to this level, right? My love, you need to accept what is, because even inside of you, you can feel the movement, the turmoil. You can feel that there's no synergy, and this is what you got to do, my love. Take a step back. This is what you've created so far with your partner. It's currently not moving in the direction that you would hope for. You need to remove yourself from it and take a step back. So as much as congratulations also on your new job, it's absolutely amazing to have you progress. I am chuffed about that. But it does not necessarily mean that now you have to go put yourself into debt, organizing for this house and this beautiful home to be made up. But it's just going to end up being a house, because it won't be a home. Because as much as you're in a 2-year relationship, what you want to build and you want to grow with her. The question is, does she? Has her behavior backed up this need and longing for you to build? So this job opportunity, it's so that you can be able to pursue other things that are more important in your life, not necessarily to go solidify something that you still have an about as you ask about it. Okay, so that's your answer.
Okay, here's another spanner in the works quickly. This is some recognition from someone who you read recently.
Big on healing, hashtag lunch with Gogo. Just a shout out to you and the amazing work you do. Siyabonga. Shine, Gogo, shine. Last live you said to me, rest and recover. Thank you. It's working. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm doing a happy dance. Yay. Thanks, my love. Thank you so much for also taking the advice and not thinking that Gogo's just a know-it-all and she's just going to tell us what to do. And then, So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's throw in Ubomkazi.
Oh, Bomgazi, hashtag lunch with Gogo. Togoza Gogo, please assist if I will find love. My problem is I have dated people and out of nowhere, while we're still happy, they dump me and get married soon after. Will I ever find my person? Oh boy, gee whiz. So when Mati, you can't go into my WhatsApp and then tell me, why don't you write it here, son? Hey, Mati. Wena seems like when you have some magic thing that makes other people figure out that they're better off with other people. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's somewhere in there without being unkind to you. But there's something about you that almost like it's a solidifier for someone. Woo, child. Not this card again. Okay. One last card. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Hey, we got further than we did yesterday, but let's not celebrate just yet. Escom has ears everywhere. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Bomgazi. I'm sorry. There's something that you need to know. This heartbreak is because of a third party, okay? And irrespective of whether you keep changing your partners, the same thing keeps happening. There is someone within your immediate circle that is not wishing you well. You call this person a friend. They do not have well wishes for you. Why do I say this? Look at this person. I'm going to try to get you guys to notice as much detail as you can here. This is a person who seems like these swords have been planted here, almost like the whole 7 of them were planted here, and he's taking whatever he's taking and running off. There's a whole community here. It looks like a circus or something, but as if whatever has been planted around here, it's intentionally placed there. But this person feels like they're going to come here and steal and take whatever this is and leave the bare minimum. Whereas there was everything that was needed to be stationed here, but they're going to come sneakingly. So this person's looking like they're sneaking. And as you can see, the smile on this person's face, this is someone who's doing this very intentionally. There's also a group of people that are sitting here who seem to be also in black. It could be a shadow of the people that this person is communicating with, because this looks like something like there's a group, there's a collective of them who are having this conversation about you. But bahlala bathumela lo ngoba lo uyaphapha lo, you know, but bathumela lo kuthi kube yena ozayo because this person has access to you ngoba wena vele wamvumela ukuthi abe ne-access kuwe because you feel like you can trust this person. This is your advice. Choose your friends wisely. As you can see, there's the red and then there's the black. There's the sun and then this is where the moon is. For the most part, in tarot, when it comes to the moon, it talks about deception. And you are right in the middle of this. You could be within a friendship that does not necessarily wish you well. You need to identify who this person is in your friendship because this person, my love, is sabotaging everything that you do, and it's not just also in the space of love, but this is where they are most jealous. This is where they are most affecting you. They've learned how you communicate. They've learned how, you know, that you're a person who likes to share. Oh my God, I just got a new girlfriend, a new boyfriend. Don't share. You need to trust the divine plan. I love that the colors are repeated. Look at that. I can't make this thing up. Look at that. There's something about this thing that is being communicated to you. It also has been communicated to you previously. You don't trust the plan. You feel like if you lose your friends, you're going to be without the things that you need. You'd rather, because this is a solid draw of in the sand. It's either red or it's black. There's no in between. Like the circle of friends that you are in, my love, this is not it. It's either you're going to walk towards the sun or you're going to walk towards the moon. Make the decision. It's not about the relationships. It's about the person who's in your life. I'm going to leave it at that. Oh boy, that blew my mind.
We have about 5 minutes left. So I'm gonna rock out Limatabo now.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yo, that reading was hectic. Matabo says, Gogo, what causes me to always feel angry towards my partner? Sometimes when we are seemingly happy, I feel like he's going to eventually separate with me and cause me pain. Who you halang wena Mathabo? Unthatile. You see, it's even in your name, oh Ratile, but when I believe. Or is it just God or Ratile? No, baby. Come on with it. Makes no sense. Whoa, hectic. Hectic. Do you guys also get like high energy when I read these cards? Like, do you also like, like, is there like a shock factor for you guys too? Are you staring and dropping your jaw every 5 minutes with every card reading? Like, thank you, Spirit. This is how your cards fell. This is the King and the Queen of Swords. You guys are so beautifully matched. So beautifully matched. But you, Ntombo, you are the one that's adding the discomfort towards this relationship. You want to be with this person, but you are fighting yourself. You are trying to find every reason not to be with this person, not to trust this person, not to, receive the love that this person is trying to give you. You are literally upside down in this relationship. You are like almost, if he says I love you, you say no, you don't. If he says you can trust me, you say no, I can't. Like, you are literally going out of your way to devalidate the things that this person is trying to share with you. Be careful, because this person can only say these things and try to affirm their relationship and you to them as much as they can. They can't overextend themselves to you. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to trust that this person is here for you. You're also led by the same spirit. I mean, like, for the whole king and queen to come out together, this is speaking of you guys being beautifully matched. But you don't believe that. Like, you don't believe that. You're always wanting to find some kind of drama in your relationship. There's great amount of work that you have to work on yourself, right? And yes, just say yes. Amogela, ntweba ufang yona. It's meant for you. It's meant to do what it's meant to do in your life. Like, amogela. Don't be this person who always wants to take away from the relationship. Pila o tlo khotsofatsa ke eng? O tlo khotsofalla eng? Like, what must this person do above and beyond what they're already doing? If I feel this frustrated just in your reading, can you just imagine how your partner feels? Must they tattoo their name on their forehead to show you their commitment towards you? Why do you have such a low self-esteem or such a low relationship with yourself that you feel like they're going to leave you? Like, what's wrong? What issues do you have with abandonment? You need to go and work on your inner child. You need to do the shadow work, because you are projecting on the things that you feel have happened previously in your relationship, that there is so much love that is being offered at the table that you are not allowing it to happen. This relationship came right on time because it's here to show you what it needs to happen. Also, you getting this reading right now is perfect timing, because it's almost like you're on the brink of losing something that you actually want to keep. This is a time for you to wake up and redirect your anger. Anger is energy that is not being processed in the right way. You're not dealing with it. That's why you're gonna snap. You're not allowing yourself on a adult level to deal with whatever the situation is. Therefore, your default is to become upset and to become angry. Who can be able to have a conversation that is fruitful, that will lead us anywhere? If every time when can we have a conversation with you in good spirits? I feel like you have to wait for when you're feeling great about yourself or having generally a good day to have this conversation. Don't come when you're pent up with your issues or your anger and try to address the situation here, because it's not going to do for you what you needed to do, because you're going to want this man to appeal to you and understand your struggle. And if you're going to approach it with so much anger, you're already going to create that wall. You're going to literally push this person away, and this person is perfectly matched and suited for you. I need you to start pulling yourself towards yourself. The anger is not going to help you be able to process the information any much easier. 59:32, that's us on the clock today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me on the live stream today. For everybody who participated, I also appreciate the fact that you share the love, you share the streams, and you put yourself out there and share your stories with me. Thank you so much to my voice of reason, the voice of God upstairs touch, for also participating in the conversation and helping make the stream so seamless and so effortless. I appreciate each and every one of you guys today. Remember, you're not the only person within your relationship. If you're going to be mindful of other people's behavior, also be mindful of yourself. Be reflective. You participate in it as much as you feel they participate in it. And I would love to wish you well in your relationship. I'd love to catch you guys. I don't know if my interview guest agreed for tomorrow's interview, but I would have loved to have a stream with them on the podcast tomorrow. If they don't, I'll see in terms of my time if I can host you for another one of these. Same time, same place. But if you don't see me on your social media, then see you next week at on Tuesday at midday, so we can carry on with these conversations. I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you an amazing weekend if we don't speak tomorrow. And thank you so much for tuning in. That has been me, Gogo Moyo, talking to you guys today on Umjolo, on this beautiful podcast, Lesedi podcast. And it's everything it is because it's everything you are. Marcos Togozan. 010101, and I'm out.